What's up, guys? Wyatt Hertz here with some more Homefront. This time we're playing ground control on Angel Island, seeing as it is a ground control specific map. We start things off with super kills, doing a little electric slide down the hill there. Anyway, I have the M16 this time, my standard loadout for it: ACOG scope, steady aim, quick draw, and blast wave. So as we're charging down to A, Bogweed giving me orders, telling me to hold up, just messing around with the battle chatter. So we all pile in here. You can see the other team trying to capture B right now. I think they do move for C as well here in a second, and they are all. There's quite a few of them actually climbing that hill right now to hold that central location. Now my rush up this hill is a complete failure. Kellic holds me off with a couple of RPGs, and then eventually I get flanked by his teammate right here, who takes me down. But I do snatch his life away with that nade I was cooking, so a little bit of revenge there. Anyway, Angel Island, you know, largest map in the game. Great for flying. I wouldn't mind a compressed version of it for team deathmatch. But you really do need your running shoes on when you're playing this map, because you will find yourself trucking it from one location to the next. And there is quite a bit of wasted time between battles on this map, between those objectives, while you're running on foot, right? So anyway, I start moving up towards B again, and then I get held back with some pretty precise fire here from Cease. I take a second just to heal up, and I start working this ridge line here. So Cease goes down. You know, that glare on that horizon up on the ridge there, it really does create some blinding contrast that can make it really hard to pick guys off that are prone on the edge of the cliff there. So, but I do take my next man down. I'm moving up through the cover. Find a couple guys in this bush here, take Isan out, right? I can't get a clean shot on Supermass, so I lob a couple grenades up there, and it's not long before Gearheads takes me out with his some LMG fire. So, not a bad little run. I was looking for the heli there, not quite enough BP yet, but it will be coming soon. So anyway, I see a little bit of motion up here through the leaves, and I just get lucky enough to pick up the name, and then that just helps me line up the shot to finish him off. You know, it's always a nice little bonus when you can get a kill like that from there. Isti here jumps off the cliff. I take him out. Now, any of you guys that play Homefront on live, I'm sure you're well aware of who Isti is. He's one of the best pilots out there. You know, he prefers to fly, whereas I prefer the Scout, he prefers the Apache or Chimera, depending on what team he's playing on. But whereas I do fly it on rookie settings, he does fly it on Ace. I do believe it's Ace, you know, it might be Veteran, but I'm pretty sure it's Ace. But anyway, he's deadly with it, you know, he puts the sweet fear in me. He probably takes me out about 80% of the time. That wasn't bad there. Flaming turret come flying across my sight, and I still made the kill. But anyway, going back to Isti for a second, you know, I have nothing but respect for how he fly the thing. But on the same note, I don't really set up my my Scout helicopter to try and take out professional Ace Apache pilots. You know, I set up my Scout to do damage on the ground, to take out infantry, and to work on the ground vehicles. So, but again, I have nothing but respect for how you can fly that thing. So anyway, we take that first round of objectives, and between myself and Bog, we have a couple more guys coming up in our wake, and we're charging C here. I have a little grenade exchange. I do end up taking my man out, but I do suffer for it as I enter the building. And then this guy here, he pops around the corner, puts a couple bullets in me, and super kills in with a nice grenade to save my ass. You know, I don't know if with the amount of health I had and the M16 or even the pistol at that range, whether I would have been able to finish him off. So anyway, we grab C, and a good start for us here, you know, a quick objective. We have an objective before the defending team can even get one over here. So we all rush B here. As you can see, there's about 4 friendlies swarming it. So nice cohesion from my team, good teamwork. And we grab another quick objective. Now, there's a guy here, and I saved my teammate's ass with a knife. And then, you know, a couple more just to make sure he's dead. You never know, the knife might not do it every time. So anyway, on the way to A here, you see K-Boy's Buzzard doing battle with King Eric. He's chasing him down, and I figure I'll get in on this action. Now, I do eventually put him down, but it is some bad shooting along the way. I think maybe I kill a grasshopper too, but finally just put one in his ass and finish him off. Now checking the radar, there's a couple guys in here. There is a yellow dot, and I think he's on the next level up above me, so I move up the stairs to check. And I am still just getting used to using these new legs. I can't quite handle the stairs, but the level is clear, so I move in on the objective, take out Kellic, and then launch a C4 up there. I know guys like to climb that ladder and camp this location up there, so just wanted to make sure it was clear. So now as we're grabbing A, they're finally just grabbing B again, and they already have C, so advance! There we go. A few orders to Bogweed. So I hop out here at B, and this is about the end of it. As I try lining up this guy, his teammate comes in and finishes me off. So a pretty good run there. I think I got to a 3rd star, possibly a 4th, just on the, just about on the 4th there. And I come in with the scout to take the Battle of the Skies. Now I make a quick little circling pass around B here. I see the teams in there. Take out the Wolverine. And I think I take out Isti. Now he never does come in the Apache this round, so there isn't much to keep me in check for most of this flight. I find the actual droner, which was good. And then one more guy here on his charge up the hill. Now there's something about those Wolverines. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty solid at discerning where fire is coming from when it's coming at me in the air from the ground. Whether it's LMG or assault rifle fire, whether I'm getting locked by a Rhino or an LAV, or even just if it's RPG fire or proximity launches. I can usually pinpoint where it's coming from pretty quickly, even when I'm getting it from the sides or from the back. But there is something about the Wolverines, the way their bullets hit the helicopter. It's almost like they do it really stealthily, and a lot of the time I don't even realize I'm taking damage until I see myself drifting down into the yellow or into the red. So if you're ever in a match with me, the Wolverine certainly is an effective tool for at least doing some damage to my helicopters. So just giving you guys a heads up. So anyways, I'm passing through their spawn here. Isti hits me with not 1, not 2, but 3 EMP airbursts. I give my head a little shake there, trying to shake it off as I start coming back in from way out of bounds here. And he types in, "Wow, you don't crash." I might have had coded on the chopper there. I do switch it up from time to time. But I've also found that, and I don't use the airburst launcher at all, but I'm really thinking that if you don't have Blast Wave or Boomer as your infantry abilities when you are using the EMP airburst launcher, I do believe that the duration of the effect that it has on vehicles is diminished. So anyway, back to the action. I get in this short little battle with this scout on scout battle. He takes a proximity launcher from the ground, and that basically ends the battle there. I just was the one to finish him off. And so they held us off at this end of the map. I'm just cleaning up a few scragglers here on my way back to the central location. And I do have Smokin' in here, who's doing some great co-piloting, some great spotting for me. And I'm going to make it my mission on this round here to keep this central hill cleared of all enemy forces. They really did try and get a foothold on here last time. It didn't do them any good, but I'm just going to keep it clear this time. So as you can see, they're all over the place. Smokin's doing a great job, and K-Boy's rushing up the hill behind them, taking a little sniper fire on the way, and eventually he just takes it for the team. And that really does turn the tide and seals their fate. They just really can't. They really can't recover after we claim that hill and send them all back to that distant spawn. And we're holding all 3 locations. So I start taking a little fire down here. I pop the flares early. Now I'm waiting for them to recharge. I didn't really play this as well as I could have. I started to prioritize the red diamonds that Smokin' the spot, and I probably should have been prioritizing the guy launching the proxies, but eventually my demise is actually, I do believe Isti comes in with one more EMP airburst, sends me into the rocks here, sends me on a spin. Smokin' bails, but before I can hop into the co-pilot seat to do a quick drop, King Eric's Wolverine, way in the backfield, finishes me off. But it was a good run in the scout that time. My main priority to come back in was going back to get Smokin'. He was doing such a great job for me, I didn't want to just leave him on the hill to rot. But with the match winding down and with me taking a little fire here, I just kind of drift around, and then that's about it. So it was a pretty solid round, pretty action-packed game for Angel Island, And let's see the final kill count here, 32 and 4, good round for me. And so, as usual, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you leave a like or a comment. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and we'll come back for more. And until next time, remember why it hurts. Later, guys.